Good morning, meteorologist Dean Davis and the Weather Pros, liveweatherblogs.com. This is the 11:52, almost noontime update here for what we're going to expect for snow and snowfall here in the east, Roanoke all the way up. We're looking at some good snow. Some models are a little stronger than others on stuff. One thing we're going to show you here, this is going to be the computer model run for the GFS that was taken at 12Z. It's a good model at this point. I'm going to move this forward. You can see we're going to get light snow, and it's a moderate snow towards nightfall. It will then move out during the day, probably around 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Could last a little longer to the east, but that is what the computer model is currently showing for that area. We'll move over to the 3K NAM. This is a closer up model. This is a high resolution model, and you'll see what happens here. We get the little break, we get a little heavier band, we get light as we get a heavier band at overnight hours, and then that moves to the east and over New Jersey. And I'm going to show you snowfall totals here in a minute. This is going to be a pretty decent system all the way around. So expect snow for sure with this occurring. So that is that so far. I'm going to now go into some model data on what we're going to see. This is the GFS 12Z run. I will point out a few things here. Here's Roanoke. This would be right the 2 to 3 inch range. But look just to the east of the Blue Ridge Mountains. 6, 7 inches of snow. So you have that problem, and then you see the coastal part of New Jersey getting into this. 4-inch range in Philly. This is going to be our first plowable snow here in the Mid-Atlantic. And I'm going to tell you what, this is in a pattern that I've told you about with the negative NAO to positive AO to positive PNA. This is what we get. Some of you are thinking are a little outrageous, 14 inches North Carolina border, but it snowed in freaking Alabama and Texas. So you take a look at that, it's possible. Here is the Canadian model. It says 3 inches in Roanoke. Then you get that sharp cut and right around 5 inches east of the Blue Ridge. And then it gets into the heavier mountains well east of the Blue Ridge. And then we get to 6 inches in Philly, and then heavier in South Jersey. That's the Canadian. The 3K NAM, which is a high resolution model. Roanoke's here. Roanoke would be in the 2 to 3 inch range. And you come just around the Blue Ridge Mountains, we're talking about 6 inches. That's how close it's going to be. The HRRR, it's not all the way fed through, but it shows a definite 2 inches in Roanoke. So what is, and we're not even going to go into the written numbers here of the, I think this is a little well outdone. We'd be looking at roughly 6, 7 inches in Roanoke. I don't say it's impossible, but it's a little high on the euro. That being said, I think we're going to be looking at a 2 to 4 inch snowstorm. One will be the least you're going to see in Roanoke, and it could be a little bit higher in some areas. Bedford County, it's going to be like split in half. I see parts of Bedford County getting 7 inches to further east towards Forest. Maybe you go in Lynchburg. It's going to be spotty. Stewartsville, I think we're still Stewartsville, Shady Grove area. I think we're still going to be somewhere around the 2 to 4 range, but I think on the upper hand of that. And this is basically going to be some wet snow. The grounds are warm, so it's not going to start sticking. You might see snow, but it ain't going to stick until after nightfall tonight. And then, obviously, further north, you see the snowfall increase. That being said, we're expecting accumulating snow here in the Roanoke Valley. And please be careful out the roads. I know probably people are going to be jamming the grocery stores. And I'll be trying to get some tape before I get into full storm mode, where I'm going to be doing verifications. Sunday's going to be a long day for me. I can tell you right now. But we'll enjoy what we can, and I'll try to get some video for you, and we'll talk to you again soon. Meteorologist Dean Davison, the Weather Pros. Be careful. Have a great day. And we'll talk to you again soon.